Welcome
to Munda Makeover.
We have traveled all over Zambia to find hardworking farmers.
We want to share their success stories.
And where there are challenges, we will bring experts to help them gain the extra knowledge they need.
So they can adapt and make their farms more productive even while the climate changes.
We want to support them to get better yields
and increase their income.
We will see how farmers from across the country can benefit from our experts' advice,
while also learning from each other in so many ways.
Join us on these journeys and share in the farmers' experiences as they improve their farms.
On
Munda Makeover!
This week, we are in Chilanga. Pikacha, are you excited about being in Chilanga?
Not so sure, Kozi. You know, Chilanga is known for the lions that are always escaping from the zoo.
Focus, Pikacha, please. Focus. This week, we are celebrating a remarkable couple whose unwavering belief in farming has been evident since day one.
And since they got married, they never knew any form of employment besides farming.
That's right. So join us, the Munda Makeover family, as we visit the Mugalas.
Kozi, lead the way. I'm scared. The lions.
This week, we're in Chilanga in Lusaka province, and we're visiting Mr and Mrs Mugala.
Their farm covers 5 hectares and they farm quite a number of crops.
Some areas in their farm need improvement.
It has always been their dream to expand their farming business from small scale to become fully commercialized farmers.
Since they're self-starters, I think some expert advice could make their dreams become a possibility.
So we want to see how Munda Makeover can help them become better.
With some useful agricultural advice.
Nice meeting you.
Absolutely. My name is Kozi.
And I am Pikacha.
Okay. He's Mr. Mugala.
Ooh.
And I'm Mrs. Mugala.
Absolute
Okay.
pleasure.
Nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you, Mr.
You're
and Mrs.
welcome.
Mugala.
Thank you so much.
Now, for some reason this morning, I'm super excited, Pikacha.
I am too.
We're in the beautiful area of Chilanga, and I can see you guys have a really, really beautiful farm.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Well
Thank
done.
Nice.
Thank you.
Nice. Okay, so we're here. How can we help?
First thing first, we want to learn about fish farming.
Okay.
But we don't have any knowledge how to start and where to start from. Yeah.
We have challenges on financing and saving, and then we have also a challenge on scientific technique on soil maintenance.
Yeah, and also about how to source loans and other finances that we can improve our farm.
Yeah, that's why we're here.
Well, welcome.
So what we are going to do in light of these challenges is we're going to go get some experts who will come and give you expert
Bring
advice
them on.
solutions
Bring
for some
them
of these
on.
challenges.
That's a good idea.
Sounds good.
Bring them on.
Okay, fantastic. So we're going to run away, but we'll be back just now.
All right.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
we'll be waiting for you. When I heard that the Munda Makeover team are coming, I was so excited because I knew that one, I'll get information, I'll get more knowledge about a lot of things.
Farmers like Mr and Mrs Mugala are affected by issues like expensive fertilizers and unpredictable weather. Seeing their interest in enhancing soil fertility organically, I realized they might need more knowledge. Aha! I think I might know someone who can help. Now let's meet our expert, Dr. Belinda Kanyinga, to shed more light. What is BioChar?
Okay, thank you very much. So BioChar is a charcoal-like substance that is used as a soil amendment.
Is it something that you would recommend that Mr. and Mrs. Mugala start to use on their farm, and why?
Certainly, I would encourage my sister here to start using BioChar because it can be made from locally available resources, organic materials, things I can see even while I'm standing here.
That's good.
Yes, the only thing that is needed is for you to enrich your biochar with plant nutrients, because on its own, it doesn't have nutrients. So during the process of preparing your organic fertilizer, you can add the BioChar to the compost heap.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Makes sense. How do we properly apply the biochar for it to work perfectly with our plants?
I've seen potholes here, and the common practice is maybe a cup of compost
Yes.
per basin.
Okay.
And so even with your BioChar enriched compost, you can use the same application.
Right.
For how long does it stay in the soil?
BioChar is able to last a very long time. So it's a very stable compound, and that's why we are encouraging it. It's also good for the environment because it means that you will not be burning
Right.
organic materials every
year.
once in a while to
okay.
get BioChar. It's able to last a very long time in your field.
Dr. Kaninga, would you be happy to show us?
Sure.
Yeah, fantastic. The chat has been good. We are so grateful for the information and we're excited to go and see. So please, lead the way. A lot of farmers like Mr. and Mrs Mugala are wondering how they can enrich their soil for better harvests. Rich and fertile soil can lead to much better harvests, which means more food on your plate and more money in your pocket. There are many ways to enrich the soil on your farm. For example, you could use manure or compost. But a new way to enrich the soil is to make biochar. Let me break it down for you farmers. Biochar is a charcoal-like substance that's made by burning organic material from agricultural byproducts and wood in an oxygen-limited environment. Animal manure, rice husks, and dry plant material can be used to create biochar. Let's take a deep dive down to the detail. For you to enrich your soil, you do not need to look very far. Leftover food, twigs, or even chicken bones can be your highway to a bumper harvest. To make biochar, follow these steps. Dig a cone-shaped pit about 60 centimeters in diameter and about 100 centimeters deep. Start a small fire in the base of the cone using dry twigs. Once this is going well, begin adding some more twigs and then larger pieces of wood. Let the wood burn until it is completely charred. Then add another layer of wood. Once again, wait until this turns black and starts to develop a layer of white ash.
Talk about what you need funding in for your farm. The expert is here.
Thank you very much. My name is Sampa Mundoe Ndoe. I'm the branch aide for Chawama Branch Vision Fund.
Okay.
Vision Fund, we offer a lot of product and services. So we've got SME loans and the agricultural loans, business loan, asset financing loan, and also we are doing some savings.
But we want to hear more about these loans, especially about farming. Because as you have seen here, we are into farming business.
Yes.
So under farming, we've got loans like agricultural loans, where under agricultural loans there is input financing, that is Lima, agric loan, where a farmer can access inputs, that is fertilizer and seed. And that loan will get a loan of, if it's 1 hectare, you get 4 urea and 4 basal dressing and 10 and 20 kg seed. There, you can only give you a grace period of, it's considered as a balloon repayment, where you are just paying interest in the first quarters, and then you pay the old payment after you have harvested and sold your crops.
Wow, that is very interesting. So can someone get a loan to purchase dripper lines and other things concerning, let's say, a 1 Lima plot of vegetables?
Under Vision Fund, we've got a product which is horticulture, where a farmer can access funds just to expand on their farming activities. where we give a farmer a grace period of 3 months, and then they can pay the loan in next 6 months. So a grace period is 3 months, and then after, in 4th month, they commence making a payment. By doing that, we assume to say the crops are ready. Looking at if it's tomato, vegetables, in 3 months a grace period, the crops will be ready. So that thereafter they can commence making a payment. There is that facility.
Let's take a deep dive down to the details.
Since Mr and Mrs Mugala have shown interest in acquiring a loan from Vision Fund, here's a breakdown of the horticulture loan which they are interested in. The horticulture loan only applies to farmers who farm off-season crops like tomatoes, cucumbers, potatoes, among other horticulture crops. The reason for this is for Mr Mugala to pay back the loan once they have harvested the produce from their horticulture project. The Mugalas are required to pay monthly installment of 2,407 kwacha 67 ngwe, which means must pay back 7,223 kwacha 1 ngwe, inclusive of the interest fee of 1,588 kwacha 1 ngwe at the end of 6 months. A 6-month loan will have a 3 months grace period on both principal and interest, which means the loan will be due in July 2024. It is very key for you to be able to understand that the horticulture loan is paid back in relation to the crop you have chosen as a farmer, hence allowing you to pay back when you have harvested and sold your produce.
That was really interesting, right? Yes. Yeah. Okay, farmers, you got that right. When you are getting a loan from Vision Fund, the 3 main benefits are: 1, you will be able to finance your farming activities. Secondly, you will be able to start other farming projects. And thirdly, you will be able to support and improve your livelihoods. Right, Mr. Sampa?
Exactly.
Yeah, on that note, we head to your office for those packages.
Thank you.
Yeah? Nice.
We have learned that these people can help even small-scale farmers like us to get the loans, and they know which category they can put you into. As a farmer, when you get a loan, they won't start charging you right there and then. They will give you a grace period of 3 months.
Mr and Mrs Mugala have shown keen interest in fish farming, but understanding the foundation is crucial. So today, I have brought our farmers to Msekese Fisheries to learn more about the fingerling business.
Mr and Mrs Mugala are keen to acquire knowledge about how to start a fish farm and to learn more about the fish farming business. Let's learn from Zambika why it is important to get quality fingerlings and what to look out for when you look for them. Our expert, Mr. Shaka Maila from Zambika, is ready to usher our farmers into the fish farming world.
The fingerling business, what's its nature?
The nature of this business, mostly it is very delicate. Therefore, I think this has been one of the biggest challenges for farmers because they have had less access to these fingerlings producers.
It's very difficult for us as small-scale farmers to venture into this fish farming. Yes.
It's a highly technical business.
Yes.
So it will mean that if you have to set up such kind of a venture as a hatchery to be producing fingerlings for fish, one, you need people who have learned aquaculture in depth. But once done correctly, I think it's a very lucrative business, and therefore I think we'll encourage a number of farmers out there to venture into this business so that we close up that gap and we have good quality fingerlings to supply, even to be net exporters even to other countries, especially in the SADC region.
Why is it so important to the life cycle of fish farming itself?
If you do not have quality, good fingerlings, it will mean that you will not manage to grow fish at the end of the day.
How can you help us as small-scale farmers? Because we are scared to venture into this because we think that it's very, very expensive to grow fish.
Yeah.
As Zambika Aqua, we're being funded by the Enterprise Zambia Challenge. So we have been helping our farmers, and the first thing that we've been doing is to help them with information and knowledge. Once we enter into a contract with a farmer, so we identify a cluster of farmers because we wanted to make them it as easier as possible for our farmers to access inputs like the fingerlings.
So how do you identify these farmers?
Yeah.
Do you go to them directly or do they have to come to you? How do they come to you?
Okay.
So we identify them through the headmen, the ward councillors, through even the cooperatives, or even just them coming to us to Zambika, oh, we have this or this, or even some individuals have been approaching us, and those also we have registered them.
All right, thank you. So we've got our nursery. That's the point at which we transfer our fry.
Okay.
We stock them there for a period of 21 days where we do the sex reversal.
Sex? What?
What it is we mix a hormone into the feed and then we convert our females, which are in the population, to males. You want the males to grow faster so your farmers are happy with a bigger fish at the end of the day.
What affects the fingerlings not to grow to the expected size?
Right.
From our side, is the very important thing is the stocking density. Okay. You don't want to put too many fish into a tank. If they're too crowded, this will affect their growth.
When you're buying fingerlings, check that the stocking density is 20 by 30 so that the fish are healthy, as the stocking density is as important as in the hatchery. This means that they will be able to breed 6 fish per square meter, which adds up to 3,600 fingerlings per pond. Also remember, when breeding fish for business, always add fresh water into your fish pond and keep the water well aerated so that the fish have got a fresh supply of oxygen all the time. This ensures that they grow healthy. If you want to get more information about starting a fish farming business, you can get in touch with the Zambika team in Kafue at their offices at Zambika Bakeries, and an expert will be available for you.
After visiting Msekese farm, I was so happy because I learned a lot. I didn't know that we've got, I don't know how to call it, a hatchery for fish just here in Chilanga. But I learned a lot, and I learned that when you have to follow the proper way of brooding your fish, they lay eggs, they put them in their mouths, then they hatch like that. And then you have to measure the water, you have to measure everything. You have to make sure that even the conditions in the way that you are breeding your fish is correct.
There also most important was the size of the ponds and the number of the fish affects the end product.
While our farmers were acquiring knowledge from the experts, the Munda Makeover team has constructed a rainwater harvesting tank for Mr and Mrs Mugala to help them to store water for their fish farming project. The rainwater harvesting will also help our farmers to have enough water supply for their horticulture farming. But first, let's have a look at the weather.
Welcome to Munda Makeover Weather and Farming News for Zambia. This week, we expect varying amounts of rainfall across Zambia. As shown on the map, rainfall exceeding 80 millimeters is anticipated in Northern Province and parts of Luapula and Muchinga provinces across the week. This will cover the districts of Kasama, Lunte, Mbala to Mpulungu in Northern, Kawambwa and Chilanga in Luapula, and Chinsali and Shiwangandu in Muchinga. Parts of Milengi district in Luapula, Lavushimanda in Muchinga, Chasefu and Lundazi in eastern, and Ikelenge in northwestern province are anticipated to get between 40 and 80 millimeters of rain in the week. Parts of western, northwestern, Copperbelt, and eastern provinces are likely to have total rain between 20 and 40 millimeters. Finally, about 0 to 20 millimeters of total rain is expected in western, southern, Lusaka, and central provinces. Tips for farmers. Practice conservation farming, which includes digging where you want to put your seed only and not the entire farm, covering the soil with dry grass or leaves to help retain water in the soil, and planting cover crops. Collect rainwater from your roof to your storage points such as tanks and drums. Ensure to clean your roof and gutters to get clean water. Place a footbath at the entrance of your livestock shed to protect them from disease attack. Regularly check your crops for pests like armyworm on maize and use recommended insecticides to control them. If you are having crop failure due to the dry spell and have access to wetlands and water sources, plant early maturing crops such as kales and spinach.
How did you find our visit?
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
Very educated.
Yes.
Fantastic. We've learned a lot as well, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
So next time we come, what do we expect to find on your farm? Firstly, do you even want us to come?
Of course, yes.
Even tomorrow you can come back.
And then we come, what will we find?
Yes.
I want you to find fish swimming in the fish pond.
Nice. I can't wait. Well, on that note, we will see you next week
On another episode of
Munda Makeover.